Yo,
What's going on? Monday, April 7th, 2025. What's going on, Dan?
oh, back at it, man. You notice I'm wearing the Blues jersey, trying to show it off a little bit. I'll go ahead and shout them out real quick. I know we're a baseball talk show, but the St. Louis Blues are on a historical break right now, 12 consecutive wins. So that's pretty cool. They beat their previous streak of 11 from 2019. But pretty cool to see them on a hot streak for any hockey fans, especially Blues fans, because we've been talking all season like, yeah, our season's over, and then all of a sudden now we're kind of back in it. So shout out to the St. Louis Blues. Go Blues!
2019 champs.
2019 champs,
vibes.
So you see them winning 11 straight. Now they got 12 straight. That's a sign. If they can sneak into playoffs, I think they're looking pretty good right now. So, but where we at here? We're on April 7th. April 7th. I got a little confused for a second. Got a little throwback on this day as always. I know maybe you have a couple too, but I'll go ahead and do mine first. Last time I mentioned Wade Boggs getting that first home run for Tampa and their new organization. So I think when there's a new organization, it's pretty cool and it's got to get mentioned. So this one goes to the Toronto Blue Jays on April 7th, 1977. They played their first game. So I got a little rundown here. They actually played the White Sox and they ended up winning that game 9-5. Their rookie first baseman, Doug Ault, I think it's how it's pronounced, A-U-L-T. Homers twice in the first and the fifth inning. His homer is the first in Blue Jays franchise history, just as Wade Boggs was with the Rays. The rookie first baseman will only hit 17 home runs during his 14 big league career. So special time to hit it in the new organization, and obviously this many years later, and they're still talking about it. So pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got for us on April 7th for the throwback?
I just want to first give a couple happy birthday shout outs to Hall of Famer Adrian Beltre and your guy, former Cardinal, Ronnie Belliard.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That guy had some style, man. The swag. Mr. Swag.
And unfortunately for White Sox fans, mine involves the White Sox as well. So on this day in 1984, Hall of Famer Jack Morris throws a no-hitter against the White Sox, a 4-0 win at Comiskey Park.
Hey.
So
heck yeah. That's pretty cool. Were you able to catch any of the kind of changing up a little bit, the Yankees-Tigers game today?
A little bit. I got Jazz Chisholm on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
So I was watching a little bit of it.
Yeah, breaking news, Aaron Judge did not hit a home run. I was watching it. Yeah, I was watching it, and the Tigers are on a four-game win streak. Being able to beat the Yankees is pretty big. So one thing I noticed, and maybe I brought this up before, is they don't have that batters like that dirt strip they had from the batters plate. Yeah, it's kind of weird not seeing that. Yeah, kind of weird not seeing that. But Tigers looking pretty good. Their pitching is looking really good. If Casey Mize, he had a really great game. If him and Jackson Jobe can lock it in those fourth and fifth spots, Tigers could be another sneaky team. They made a run at it last year. So I will start us off. Did you have anything else, by the way?
No, go ahead.
I'll go ahead and get the sad stuff out of the way as always with the injuries, because that's a bummer. But we're about, I guess we're week 3 of baseball now. Going off
full week, but yeah, week 3.
Yeah. Few injuries, so a couple big ones too, which are unfortunate. Ketel Marte, he hits the IL. Doesn't seem to be too serious, He's on the IL 10. He hurt his left hamstring running to second base on a double. So sucks for the Diamondbacks currently because they've been pretty hot lately, and kind of thought Jordan Lawler would get the call up, but that did not happen. I think Dominic Canzone. Yeah, I think he got the call up. But he should be back soon. Another injury was Blake Snell. We'll probably see a couple of those this season, but he did hit the IL 15 with some left shoulder inflammation. So he'll probably, just relax for a while, and I'm sure he'll be back in that Dodgers rotation before long. Nasty Nestor Cortez, left elbow inflammation. He's having some issues with the left elbow. Might have been a flexor strain, actually. But he hit the 15-day IL, so maybe a blessing in disguise. I don't know. He looked a little bit better his last starting, but Brewers rotation, I don't know if that hurt them or maybe gave an opportunity for somebody better. They got that one guy down in, I think he's in AA or AAA. I believe AAA. Jacob Mizorowski or something. Mm-hmm. Probably butchering that name too, as always, but maybe he sees a shot up here soon. Another one was our guy, Ivan Herrera. As of now, I think he's just on the 10-day IL. Man, that sucks because he had that 3-game homer, another homer. He was starting to tear it up. So I think it was his left knee he was having issues with. So maybe he comes back and just hits a DH spot for a little bit. I don't know, but the Cardinals need that bat in their lineup. Next on the list, I have David Peterson. I think he's just a day-to-day right now. I actually have 2 day-to-days. David Peterson was having some weird symptoms on the mound. He was having blurred vision and nausea around the 5th inning when he was playing the other day. So right now, I think he's just taking it easy, but not sure what's going on with him. Matt McLean was also the other day-to-day. He's kind of had a funky little last few days, but one of my guys. Of course, and we'll get into fantasy talking a little bit, but he's having some hamstring issues, so I don't think he's going to help me in that steals category anytime soon if he does come back. And then next I have Victor Robles, and he took a amazing catch. Could be the catch of the season. I don't know, but he put his whole body on the line to make that catch, and still was able to throw that. Different arm. It was his catching arm or his left shoulder. But he was still making the play, throwing the ball back into the infield even after he injured himself. But if you haven't seen the catch by Victor Robles, check it out because, that dude is dedicated to baseball, and sucks to see him go because he is a big part of that Mariners lineup too. And the bats that they do have, he is one of the better ones. So, any thoughts on any of these injuries? How it affects anybody, or did I miss anybody on that you had maybe?
No. David Peterson, I was watching a little bit of that game. He was pitching. I believe it was yesterday. Mm-hmm. And he definitely looked a little funky in that 5th inning. And then I believe he gave up a bases loaded walk. And then I think they took him out. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he walked quite a few leading up to that point. Maybe, I don't know if he walked every batter, but yeah, I think the last 3 or 4 batters he had walked. So pretty weird. I thought I was watching it, and he would throw a pitch and lean over, and he would just lean over on his hand, grabbing his knees for a little bit. And maybe they didn't show it, but nobody was coming out right then and there. They were just kind of letting him hang in there. I don't know if that was a smart move or not, but hopefully he gets better. Did you have anything else you want to touch on, or did you want to hit our fantasy recap?
Yeah, we can do our fantasy recap.
All right, you can go ahead and start that off if you'd like.
Yeah, so I didn't have such a hot week in fantasy last week. My team, they did okay. I just happened to play somebody who was arguably top top 3 in our league, and he smacked 14 home runs off me, 39 RBIs, 10 stolen bases, scored 43 runs, only a 1.85 ERA and a 0.94 WHIP. And I did take one category. I took strikeouts, 76 to 73 strikeouts. So I did have a lot of strikeouts, but unfortunately my ERA just wasn't there. It's really hard to compete with a 1.85 ERA. And I know it's really early. I'm second to last right now. Poor Rob, but could be me in last place soon. And so hopefully not. I just need to get the bats going.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early is the good thing. Last season, when I think about it, I went to the championship last season, and this is a really tough competitive league. Like, everybody knows baseball in this league. But I started off, I lost the first 4 games of the season pretty bad. I think my very first game, Brandon, he beat me, and I thought I lost maybe every category. Maybe it was close to it, but I was like, yeah, my season's done before it even got started. But the bats that I had started bouncing back, and I made a couple moves. Trades do help, but we're still early, so I wouldn't stress it. Nathan's team that you played is a freak of nature. They started that way last season too. He's got them named the Sluggers for a reason, and they did that all last season too. So I don't expect his pitching to hold up, especially that good. I don't think in my opinion, I don't think his pitching's top 5 in our league, but maybe not. Maybe I'm.
Oh, it is against me. I can tell you that.
But yeah, but he did have a freak week. So my week wasn't much better though. I did make last 2 weeks. I was ahead pretty much all the way up until Friday, and it's like the weekend came, and then my guys didn't want to play. I was ahead. I don't know if you remember both weeks up by a lot. I was up 11-1 and all the way up till Friday both weeks. I ended up losing this week. And I took 3 categories. He took 8 categories. We tied at 1. But his team also went off. They had 38 runs, 15 home runs, 51 RBIs. I beat him in stolen bags. 258 average and 818 OPS. So his team raked. He's got Aaron Judge, Logan Ohapi, which had a crazy week. He has Bregman. I mean, he has a lot of big hitters. So I already knew it was going to be tough with having Aaron Judge alone on his team. He's like 2 all-stars put together. My pitching did a little bit better, though, than the week before. ERA was still pretty high. I had some opportunities to actually come back and maybe win or at least tie. But my closing roles were just my relief pitchers didn't do too well. Camilo Duvall had a perfect save opportunity. Could have came in, could have lowered my whip to where I was beating him in whip. Getting that lag again. If I would have got one more save, I would have beat him in saves. We ended up tying that category, and he blew his save. I don't know why they didn't bring in Ryan Walker and use him as a setup. But yeah, we'll see. I made a couple moves. Charlie Morton, he had that big, like 12K game the other day, but I ended up dropping him for Luis Severino, and I think it's going to be a good move in the long run. But yeah, my bats need to come together, man. Yanier Diaz, he's batting .077 right now. I mean, this guy can't buy a hit. And it's really frustrating because he's a 300 hitter, lifetime. Mm-hmm. Christian Walker still can't find the bat. Matt McLean's been injured. Dolius Garcia, he's over his last 13 or something right now. Got a couple guys that are pulling through. Christian Campbell, obviously. Brent Rooker, he's still hitting home runs. Victor Scott, Jackson Merrill, O'Neal Cruz. With the other guys, man. Mark Vientos, he's not there yet, so I still trust in him. I'm going to wait it out, but not liking the looks of it right now. Queen City Bandits, baby. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. But there's some good pieces out there. Luke ended up picking up Young Ho Lee. That was by accident, by accident. But it is a
Yeah,
really
yeah,
that dude's a stud. He stays healthy. He could be a 300 hitter, I think, too. And he's got a fast sprint speed, according to Baseball Savant. So I think he'll get you some bags. He might get you 20 bags this season. So I would hold on to that guy for a little bit, see what he does.
yeah. And like you said, I did pick this guy up by accident, but it's actually a really good pick. He's been
Mm-hmm.
344 so far this season, so I mean he's getting the hits, which I need. A couple other
Yeah.
moves that I made. I picked up Michael Kopech, stashed him on the IL. He should be back. I don't know if there was a really timeable return, but I know he was throwing again, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I also picked up Jacob Wilson, so he's also been really good. So I got a lot of
Yeah.
young guys, so we'll just see how this pans out.
Yeah, and I was texting you about the A's, the Athletics. I started a stutter there. I'm like, am I saying the right thing? Uh, and I think most of their offense should be rostered. There's a couple guys that are, Miguel Andujar, not really crazy about him in fantasy. But Tyler Soderstrom, Brent Rooker, Jacob Wilson. Max Muncy hasn't showed up yet. He had a home run his opening day on opening day. His first time playing, his first at bats. Not his first at bat. I don't think it was, but hasn't done too much yet. JJ Bleday, he's got a pretty good bat. Lawrence Butler, obviously. So they got a lot of sluggers. Fantasy wise, I would pick up most of those guys right now, especially Tyler Soderstrom. Man, he continues to hit the ball. I'm still pissed I didn't get him in fantasy. I'm going to try to send a trade for him, but Brandon's going to want an arm and a leg for him, I bet. So
Yeah, I got an offer earlier today
oh
for
yeah,
Soderstrom. Yeah, it was involving Jazz. I'm like,
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, realistically, it could turn out Soderstrom. I mean,
Yeah,
Baseball Savant looks amazing on him. He's a first round pick. He dominated the minors. He could be and he's getting ready to get. He will get catcher eligibility eventually because he's a first base catcher. So that's pretty big when it comes to fantasy. But Jazz Chisholm on the Yankees is almost a cheat code. Not apple juice this time. This is orange. Orange. I don't know, something to make me healthy. Stuffed
there you
up,
go.
if y'all can't tell. So what do we have next on the list?
Just a couple short things I wanted to go over. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays agreed to a 14-year, $500 million extension, the largest in history, obviously by $350 million. I think so.
He got
George
his dough.
Springer actually, yeah, George Springer originally had the highest Blue Jays contract. Now that belongs to Vladdy by a lot. So I guess that's cool. For the
He
Blue
wanted that
Jays.
500 mil. Yep.
Yep.
He got it.
Yep. And the other thing, Zach Veen just got called up. I don't know when
Yeah.
his first game's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. I think maybe tomorrow. Anyway, he was the first round pick for the Rockies in 2020, and I was kind of surprised he wasn't on the opening day roster.
Yeah.
But he's up. Jordan Beck was sent down
Yep.
to make room for Zach Veen, and he hasn't played a ton of games in minor leagues because it just started. But in the games he has played, batting .387, 1 home run, 8 RBIs, and 37 at bats.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah. I think he's got a little bit of everything too. I know he's got some wheels. He's good on defense. He's got a hot bat. So I'm happy to see him up. I'm like you though. I was expecting to see him up on opening day because I believe he pretty much dominated in the spring. Was hitting the ball pretty well, making plays. But maybe he comes up and stays. And hey, I know he already got picked up in our fantasy league, so I think we're out of luck on that. Speaking of young guys too, with in fantasy, man, Cam Smith has been. I hope it's the whole Astros team. Honestly, haven't been doing much. Altuve, he's just now starting to. I mean, he 2 games ago he struck out 5 times. He's never done that in his career. But I hope it's just the cold weather and them playing. Maybe once it starts warming up, they start hitting, especially Cam Smith, because there's a good chance if he keeps doing what he's doing, he could get sent down. And I paid too much for him in fantasy, I think, for that, and he's just not droppable, in my opinion. But yeah, he did not have a good week. But who did have a good week? If you wanted to roll on to that, we could do our breakout players of the week, because there were some hotheads this week. Some people that were playing with a purpose.
Yeah.
We have one position player and one pitcher player. Is that correct?
Yep, kind of like a new segment we're starting. Whenever we do our Monday videos, a breakout player, like you said, a position player and a pitcher from the previous week. So if you want to get us started on that.
Yeah. So actually, let me see something real quick. Yeah. So my first player, I believe I may have it. Let's see if I can do something for y'all real quick. So for my pitcher, I went with a guy that I took off waivers in our league, and he has been dominating. Chris Bubic. Were you able to catch any of his games at all, or?
Honestly, only a little, not a ton, but I did see his stats over the last 7 games, and wow, yeah, that's something.
Yeah, so his 2024 stats were already is what stood out to me. In 27 games, he had a 2.67 ERA and 30 innings pitched, with 39 strikeouts and a 1.02 WHIP. So really solid. He's been more of a bullpen guy, but this past week against his first week he actually did really well too. Was starting to make a name. He had 8 Ks in 6 innings against the Brewers with no earned runs, 2 walks and 3 hits. This past week he dominated the Baltimore. Almost went 7 full innings. We went 6.2 with 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 8 Ks. So yeah, he's been on fire, and if he is available in anybody's fantasy, if you're looking for pitching, go pick this guy up, because the defense that's behind him too, I think it's really going to, it makes a big difference when you got a great defense, and he's starting to come through. Another lefty, he's got Cole Reagans in there, and they can, they're sitting there throwing with each other. He's going to learn a lot. So that's my pitcher of the week. My I do want to give a shout out, and hopefully this is your guy. I don't think it is now. It was hard for me not to go with Nathan Eovaldi, because he did go 9 innings, which is pretty cool. 99 pitches, 4 hits, 0 earned runs, no walks, and 8 Ks. So that was a big game for Nate. But Chris Bubic being my guy, I don't know if it's Bubic or Bubic. I think it's Bubic. But him being my guy, his next start is scheduled for Friday in Cleveland, so that'll be an interesting one for him. My position player, though, unfortunately, I had to face this guy in fantasy. But it was Logan O'Hoppe. His last 4 games, he's had 4 home runs. He's hit consecutively. He went 8 for 17. And he had 8 RBIs. So this guy's been, he's had people talking about him for a while too, and he's dealt with his injuries and that sort. But catching, again, if you guys are looking for a catcher, I would go pick up Logan O'Hoppe. Currently, he's batting .345 with 5 runs, 5 home runs, and 9 RBIs. So most of that was picked up in this past week against me in fantasy. He did hit a grand slam against St. Louis. I don't know if you remember that or not, but so those are my two guys. Two guys I expect to probably see that consistently throughout the rest of the season as well. I think those are two underrated players.
Nice.
And who do you have for us, Luke?
Yeah, so I'll start out with my pitcher. I went with Martin Perez. I was thinking about going to Valdi at first, and even though he had a really good start, I still wanted to go with Martin Perez. He went 12 and a third innings, one win with 2 quality starts, striking out 13 with a 0.73 ERA and 0.73 WHIP with only 1 earned run. So it's really hard to do better than that, as a starting pitcher.
Yeah. No, I agree. I was looking at him on fantasy. I mean, the downfall of it, obviously, he's a White Sox. But he played 2 good teams. Twins maybe a little bit of a slow start for him, but Detroit's got a pretty hot team right now, and he's got the Red Sox next, so that'll be a test for him for sure. But no, he's looked excellent. I was eyeballing him as well. 2 quality starts for him to start the season. That's a good way to start it out.
Yep, and then my position player who has just gone nuts recently has been Trent Grisham of the Yankees. I don't know if you've been catching any of his at-bats, but yeah, he has been going off. 8 for his last 17, batting .471 with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. So I believe it was yesterday he had a game-tying 2-run single in the 9th against the Pirates. I think that was either yesterday or Saturday, but yeah, he's been going off. So I wonder, kind of curious on if we'll expect more of this throughout the season or if it's just kind of a hot streak. Hopefully it's the rest of the season because I like Trent Grisham.
Yeah, and he's on the Yankees, so I think that helps things right there anyways. He's got the opportunities for runs and RBIs, so.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
So, do you have anything else, or do you want to get
there's
started
that lag that's coming through.
Do you want to get started on the series of the week? All right, do you want to get us started on our series of the week, the series we're looking forward to?
Yeah, definitely. Before I do that, too, I'm going to go ahead and they came out with the Players of the Week. So we had our own Players of the Week. But for the AL and NL, for the NL, they had Kyle Tucker, who went 9 for 23 with 11 runs, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, and I think a couple steals as well. And then Alex Bregman, who went 11 for 27, 5 doubles, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. So pretty solid. I think for the Red Sox, you probably could have went with Bregman or Abreu. But I'm telling you, man, we've been saying it since before season started. The Red Sox they're going to be doing this all season long if everybody's in there. They're up there with the Dodgers, in my opinion. Just seeing them on the field now and seeing what they can do, they're nasty. So another Red Sox shot out, even though they just swept us, and it wasn't pretty. And when I say us, again, St. Louis, they made St. Louis look like a single A team. Series of the week, though. I got the Rangers versus the Cubs, which starts here probably pretty shortly. Tonight they got the guy we were just talking about, Nasty Nate, Nate Eovaldi. He'll be taking on Justin Steele. So that'll actually be probably the best matchup, in my opinion, of the series. So I'll probably be tuning into that one. Then tomorrow they got Corbin versus Tyon. So kind of a mid pitching series, in my opinion. But should be still a fun one. Those bats are going to be the Rangers right now look great. Cubs look great. It's going to be a lot of hits, I think, in that series. And then Mali versus Imanaga on Wednesday. So Imanaga, I think the Cubs in general have probably, I don't know. Right now, Evaldi's looking a little bit better than Steele is to start the season. So should be a fun matchup. That's all I'm saying. I think Rangers right now are 8-2, I believe, and Cubs are predicted to win the division. So looking forward to it. Who do you have for your series of the week?
Yeah, so my series of the week is going to be this weekend, actually. It's the Giants taking on the Yankees. Don't have any pitching matchups, but Giants, what a surprise they've been. I believe they're on an 8-game winning streak, and they're either tied for first or they are currently first in the NL West.
Yep.
So, I mean, could this be like a 2021 Giants random year? I mean, it's going to be tough for that NL West because every team is going to be competitive.
Yeah.
So, but I have been impressed with their start so far. And the Yankees obviously have gotten off to a pretty good start, so I think that's going to be a really good series. Expect quite a bit of offense, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, if the Giants, if they want to get past, or if they want to get through the Dodgers, they got to get past this guy right here. And I just don't know if they'll be able to. Do you know what this picture is?
Yeah, so it was
that's
Kike Hernandez.
That's the hat they blurred.
Yeah.
There it is. The butthole whisperer. That's the man right there. That hat's probably getting bought up everywhere. But yeah, they got to get through old Kike Hernandez. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, some good matchups this week though for sure.
Yeah.
Two more things I want to say is I want to give a shout out also just to some minor league guys because I know we like to talk sometimes high school, college, and minors. So I at least want to give them some credit. Nick Kurtz right now, he's already been picked up in our fantasy league. I expect to see him, another big name, coming up to the Athletics very shortly. I think obviously an injury. He's probably the first one up. He is in Las Vegas right now in their AAA league. But he's got 4 home runs with 12 RBIs. His average is 412 with the 459 OBP and an 882. I'm sorry, a 459 slug and an 882 OPS. So Kurtz right now, that dude is filthy. I expect to see him up before too long, And then another guy, Drew Jones, who hasn't really been talked about at all. He was a round 1 pick 2 back in 2022 for the Diamondbacks. He's with the Hillsboro Hops, which is he's only in single A right now. His career stats, he only has 536 at bats. He's hitting 265 with a 777 OPS or 775 OPS. 8 home runs, 79 RPIs, and 31 steals. This season, he's batting 273, but he did have a big game the other day. He had 5 at bats, and he had 3 hits, 1 RBI, stolen base, and 3 runs. So he's making a little bit of noise. So maybe we see Drew Jones, make his way up. He's only 21, so he's still very young. But Nick Kurtz and Drew Jones, those are just 2 minor league players that I think we'll see one day. Kurtz being the one probably before too long, I imagine.
Yeah, I think so too.
But that's all I have right now, Luke. What do you have next for us?
Well, I got my crazy MLB stat of the video.
Let's hear it.
All right. Back in 2004, Jose Bautista, do you have any idea what he did in 2004? He's the one and only player in Major League Baseball history to do this.
Did it have anything to do with the walk-off?
No.
No, I don't know.
So Jose Batista in 2004 became the first and only player in history to appear on 5 different MLB rosters.
Jeez, in one season?
So yeah, the Orioles, Devil Rays, Royals, Mets, and Pirates.
Interesting.
So this is before he became Jose Batista. Blue Jays hitting 50
Joey
home
Bats.
runs. Yeah. So
That's crazy. I don't think that'll ever happen again. If it does, it'll probably be with Tommy Pham
Jesse Chavez, maybe.
or Jesse Chavez. Tommy Pham also, by the way, hit a walk off last night. So shout out to Tommy Pham. Still swinging. Well, heck yeah, man. Well, I'm going to go and watch some baseball now because it's time. The games are rolling. The Cards are playing.
They're already losing. It's things
that
are
sounds
normal.
about right.
So
1-0.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a Cardinals Pirates matchup today. A little divisional game series. So we'll keep you updated. We'll be back on here again pretty soon.
Yeah. Peace out.
Peace. Thank you.